So I'm already seeing some slight shifts in the goalpost after this PlayStation job posting has come to light. The new goalpost is that the move of these PlayStation games to other platforms, aren't day and date. Now, I say that's a bunch of nonsense because simply because I can tell you that right now there is a PlayStation game developed by a PlayStation studio that constantly will launch day and date on Xbox and Nintendo Switch. That particular PlayStation studio is Sony San Diego Studios. That particular game is MLB The Show. As much as people may have been talking about the license for MLB The Show and such, I've come to the position that this was a financially expedient matter for PlayStation, and they were, I think, very, how do I put it, subtle in their shift of moving that game to another platform to maintain profitability. As they were seeing that after so many years, I don't know if you guys know, MLB The Show was exclusive for, what is 1997 till date? Let me just go ahead and show you the timeline. The first MLB The Show that I can see here on Wikipedia, which is MLB 98, right, was developed in 1997. MLB 99 reportedly sold a total of 2.52 million units. Now, this is not corroborated until we get to MLB The Show 2021, which then showed or was announced by Berkshire Hathaway what its sales looked like at its initial launch and how it had reached way more players in totality faster than any other MLB The Show game afterwards. So MLB The Show 6, MLB The Show 7, and they changed the name back in 2006 from MLB to The Show. And so they're making this game, and it's exclusive all these years. And somewhere, somehow, it never occurred to anybody that this game should go to Xbox. It was just one of those almost lost leader type exclusives to potentially pull people who only played MLB games to PlayStation. And it may have worked all those years. But when you're running a studio in a place like San Diego, you got to pay top dollar for talent, right? And so at some point, PlayStation would have needed more money and more, revenue coming in from this game's development and sales. So even if it was maybe you say, after, all of the madness and then by 2025, they needed more money. But if MLB kind of made it easy for them and said, hey guys, let's just go to Xbox. And they willingly took the deal and didn't say, no, we are allergic to Xbox. And they already have positions within their company and their ranks, apparently, that are geared and situated to ensure that they have platform sales strategy across Xbox and PC. This is not just Nintendo's account management. This is the platform sales management for Xbox and PC, because this new job, posting, the senior director, multi-platform and account management. So this is a position that's going to be working in tandem with the senior manager for platform sales, Xbox and PC, the director of multi-platform strategy and account management, the manager for platform planning and performance, PC and Xbox. These positions have already existed within their ranks. So I'm still here, and I will still keep my skepticism on this matter, that the financial expedience of any of these companies is something that you can, basically tell yourself will make them make moves that could be contrary to what it is that you perceive about them. MLB The Show 2021, Berkshire Hathaway's Business Wire. MLB The Show 21 from San Diego Studios is the fastest selling title in franchise history with more than 2 million copies sold across all platforms. So when people say, it's not day and date, I laugh and say, no, this so-called it's not day and date new, whatever y'all are trying to put out there, it doesn't make any sense, seeing as when they launch more live service games, if Marathon makes it out, it's going to go to Xbox day one. It's a PlayStation game. Oh, but it's Bungie and they're working independently. Working independently to do what? Haven't been acquired for $3.6 billion. They're working independently? Independently to do what? While PlayStation already has within its own management system and its own structure, personnel that are going to basically ensure that they get these accounts open for their own business. So what does this lead us to believe? How do we go back in ensuring that we are accurate in our analysis? We go back to what the executives said. When they were addressing investors, they were very, very careful to tell us exactly what it is that PlayStation was gunning on doing. The fireside chat of June 13th was misinterpreted by a lot of people. In fact, some people buried their heads in the sand, pretending like that fireside chat did not address the potential of multi-platform shifts in this particular cadence. But this was always there. And it was there and driven by a financial goal or a set of financial goals that PlayStation was gunning for. I would then play it for you so that, you don't go say, oh, I'm spouting stuff out of just my own personal opinions. No, there's a very strong reason for what it is you're seeing here and why this has always been in play and in the works within PlayStation's own ranks. Contrary to what the PlayStation fanboys and talking heads have either been saying or trying to say, oh, that it's not going to be day and date. I think you missed the point. The point is not whether it's day and date or not, because PlayStation has basically blown through any day and date restrictions that it had in 2022 after saying in 2020 that it didn't have any plans for PC day and date launches by Herman Holst, who in the March 10, 2020 PlayStation blog article made mention of this, right? We don't have any plans for day and date PC releases. We remain 100% committed to dedicated hardware. And is now here talking about thoughtful releases of their games off of console by 2025. And in 2022, had already declared that live service was day and date. Within 5 years, PlayStation's entire business strategy has been flipped upside down. 5 years. And they basically snuck it by PlayStation fanboys who weren't even aware or pretended that this was not going to happen. Listen very carefully, ladies and gentlemen, because I think this is going to enlighten you.
Grow them in fiscal 2026? And if so, how do you intend to do so?
So, starting by, the PlayStation business is in a very good position and has a very strong momentum. We expect to continue this momentum and remain optimistic about fiscal year 26 and beyond. So in particular, as we approach the second half of the MRP period, we expect an even higher level of our revenue to be from content and services, which will improve the overall profitability of the business. Our roadmap of first-party titles and the high expectations we have for the third-party titles will directly drive the business' natural operating leverage.
Hey, looking forward to that Call of Duty this holiday. That should naturally drive the operating or profit leverage. I can't remember the words that she used.
Additionally, as we are focused on growing the PS Plus business profitably, continuing to drive subscriber growth in our premium and extra tiers. And finally, we expect the ongoing focus on operational excellence to translate into a positive impact on profitability. So overall, we remain committed to contributing meaningfully to Sony Group's MRP target of operating profit CAGR of 10% or more and cumulative operating profit margin of 10% or more.
They're looking forward to contributing meaningfully too. You know what? You know what's crazy is this a new position? Or is this a position that's always existed within PlayStation's ranks? That would be very interesting. The position was posted yesterday. If you go online and you look up the link, it says 1 day ago. Right? Some people I saw on a Twitter thread, do you guys really think that this position is real? They're just gathering resumes with it. That's what this person said. I thought that was funny. But keep listening.
How do you expect the financial profile of your business to evolve over the long term?
So again, the business fundamentals are strong, and we expect this to continue across many key areas. First, strong sales growth driven by highly engaged and multi-generation MAU. And then an increase in the
MAU. Notice they never said. Did anybody hear anything about console sales as a strategy to increase growth? Did you hear? Have you heard anything about console sales so far?
PS Plus, we spoke about that, increase in PS Plus revenue due to the shift to the higher tier and also our price revision. And then on the first-party live services, becoming more consistent, predictable, and growing revenue stream. And also with the continued strength and reliable delivery of our tentpole titles, incremental revenue also generated by going off console with our first-party IP. And finally, the strict cost management and the operational excellence we have in place. All of these are ongoing trends that we will, of course, continue to monitor and improve everywhere we can. So I do expect these trends to continue going forward.
So
I don't know about you, but expect to see PlayStation's business mirror Xbox's business, as Xbox took their platform by storm to make significant amounts of revenue. Significant amounts of revenue. If I pull a calculator right now and we run the numbers for Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation, its sales and its potential profits, I think you're going to see the reason why this is a thing. Right? Let me run it. Forza 5. Potential profits from PlayStation sales. Assess. I'm going to throw it through an AI model. That way we can take a look at this, because I think this is going to be interesting. Sales performance: over 3 million copies sold since PS5. Since its release in April 2025, it's become 2025's best-selling new PS5 game, surpassing the likes of Monster Hunter Wilds and Elden Ring Night Reign. A strategic 25% discount helped push sales past the 3 million mark. Revenue estimates. Analysis show that the PS5 and Steam versions of Forza Horizon 5 have generated nearly 400 million in revenue. PS5 port alone easily exceeds 100 million in revenue within just a few months. With the standard price of 60, the average revenue per unit likely hovers around 45, depending on region and promotion. Strategic implications. This success supports Microsoft shifts towards third party. In short, blah, 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 blah. So what will be the potential profit for this game on PS5 only? Early reports. So basically, after discounts and a trend forecast, 4 million units possible by October. Potential revenue could exceed 180 million by year end. Sales from Black Friday, Forza 5 success, and blah, 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 blah. Copilot is being conservative with me, does not want to give me a potential profit margin for it. However, with the revenues around 180, probably pushing 200 million in terms of revenue, and this is just one title, yet Xbox has got numerous titles already sitting there. If I'm correct, with titles like Tony Hawk, Gears, Indiana Jones, all these other titles hitting the Doom, the Dark Ages, hitting the PlayStation platform and selling even 1, 2, 3 million copies. In coalition, if Xbox were to sell 10 million units collectively of software on PlayStation, excluding Minecraft, but Call of Duty is more than likely going to sell insane on there. Let's just say excluding Minecraft and excluding Call of Duty. This is what the potential revenue would look like. Anywhere from 280 or so to $600 million in revenue. Now, cost is going to have to be taken out of this, right? Xbox was already the top publisher on PlayStation in December 2024, with 64% of its game sales happening on the PS5 and PS4. This trend shows that PlayStation users are embracing Xbox titles, especially blockbuster releases like Call of Duty and Forza Horizon 5. So if Xbox stands to gain hundreds of millions of dollars, right, from PlayStation's ecosystem by a third-party approach, thereby keeping their studios in business, while PlayStation attempts multiplat in a saturated market, the scales are going to be so imbalanced. It makes sense to see why PlayStation is now taking this approach to continue to bolster its multi-platform, strategy and shift. Because if they don't, Xbox is going to run more laps around them than they already have. That's why the investors are asking these questions. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Comment section. Peace out.